about nothing.
Newgrounds was one of my favorite websites growing up, filled with tons of shit that an 8-year-old Evans probably, definitely shouldn't have been watching.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Regardless, I had a blast, especially with this one Flash game I used to play all the time, Alien Hominid, which apparently was released on consoles? Look at that, that's a whole disc. Anyway, I loved this game and its team, the Behemoth, who went on to make even better games that I love to this very day. One of them being a game that reminds me of a simpler time. That game being Castle Crashers, released on August 27th, 2008? This is older than I thought it was. Golly, nigga, I was 7. Castle Crashers is kind of a simple game. It's a side-scrolling beat-em-up like the ones you see at retro arcades. So naturally, it comes with the bullshit of a retro side-scrolling beat-em-up. And what I mean by that is that it can be kind of unfair. Or maybe I'm just bad. But regardless, it's a really fun game. But enough of me yapping your ear off, let's get into the game. So, to start our adventure, we have to pick one of 4 characters, Red Knight, Blue Knight, Orange Knight, or Green Knight, each representing a different element, which I don't really give a fuck about, I just pick my favorite color. The game's story is not very complicated. In fact, it's not complicated in the slightest. The king is throwing a fucking rager. We're all having a great time, right? Then a mysterious wizard pops in and steals the king's big ass white crystal. Then some dirty bandits come by and scare the hoes away. Well, by scaring, I mean these niggas just straight up kidnap him. The king is angry because his daughters?
Is this nigga serious?
Were kidnapped, and he was robbed from his big ass white magical crystal. So as a knight of the king, what do? We chase after them, going from land to land, finding the princesses one by one, while we get stronger to fight tougher and tougher enemies who get in our way. It's a grand and silly adventure, an adventure you can go through with 3 other people. Of course, I played alone, but I highly recommend playing it with a few buddies. Reason 1, well, it's fun, and at the end of a major boss where you save a princess, you all have to duke it out to see who gets a sweet taste of them lips. And reason 2, this game can be hell without some other people to back you up. Enemies in this game can be relentless, especially the ones who spam their goddamn magic. These niggas will jump you with 0 remorse or sympathy. That's kind of the unfairness I'm talking about. But if you're good at video games, like me, you'll be fine. But let's really try and figure out how we can defend ourselves. As I mentioned before, this game is a side-scrolling beat-em-up, so fundamentally it's pretty basic. But like the earth we live and breathe on, it actually has multiple layers. Let's go over what we can do. We can walk, we can jump, we can blah, 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 blah. To actually smite your foes, you have a light attack, a heavy attack, magic, and items. Simple actions by themselves, but it all comes down to how strong you are. And how do we get stronger? All you really gotta do is get in the field and beat some ass. This game is also a pseudo RPG, so whenever the game decides you've committed enough murder, you get to level up and put a skill point in one of 4 categories. Be smart about where you put your skill points, cause you can really fuck this game up for yourself, not gonna lie. Whenever you get up to a certain level, you may unlock a combo, a lot of which I use to stun lock and juggle my enemies into oblivion, which is what you wanna do, because with a big group of enemies, it can get nasty, which is why you have a shield. But even then I get hit anyway, so juggling these bitches like you're in the circus is a solid form of crowd control. Combos and juggling are so important to success that people have made guides to effective combo juggling. But overall, bro, utilize your magic. Spam the shit out of your magic. It regenerates super fast anyway, and it's a good strategy to keep everyone at bay. And depending on which character you're playing as, you can end up being pretty broken. But magic doesn't solve all our problems. Maybe you need some new weapons, bombs, potions, a sandwich, or even a furry friend. On your quest, there's gonna be a lot of stuff you'll find along the way. Some things are bought with gold at the store, others could just be in the dirt somewhere. In terms of weapons, there's 84 different ones that give you certain buffs and debuffs, all with their own unique design. They're not exactly that easy to find, however. I went through the game only one time, and I haven't even found a quarter of them. Same with these floating animal companions, and there's about 30 of those. They can help with very specific things like going through water faster, or general things like a boost in some of your stats. Eventually in the game, you'll receive a shovel where you can dig up stuff in the ground. You might find something special. Other items can find you some secrets too, but I'll let you discover those on your own. With how many characters, weapons, and pets there are to find, this game has a ton of replayability. With more weapons and pets you have to choose from, you'll feel stronger and more prepared in the next play cycle with a new character. Aside from items that give you stat boosts, there's some other items to help you out as well, like these red potions. These are a godsend. You can have up to 5 and they put you at full HP when used. Comes in incredibly clutch during tough boss fights or your usual jumpings. Speaking of jumping, bombs are a great way to just say fuck it and blow up everyone around you. Bows and arrows, I don't really care for, unless I'm at max agility, cause that's where the real fun starts. Look at that, it's like a goddamn machine gun. They come with
infinite ammo,
so you can spam them to your heart's content. The sandwich makes you big, strong,
and beefy.
You gain increased melee damage and decreased knockback. However, your defense stays the same and you can't even use magic. This can put you at a very big disadvantage since you're a bigger target. But hey, you're free to use any of these items however you want. If any of these give you an easier time through the crazy ass difficulty curve, then so be it. Despite being kinda difficult, the frustration that this game can bring can be alleviated by its bits of visual comedy. This is a silly game. It doesn't take itself too seriously, but they're not quite in your face about it either, which is refreshing, because there's some games out there that just don't know when to shut the fuck up. From the little gags in the background, to the dumbass bosses, to the cartoonishly large chest that falls from the sky once you beat a boss, it's great. It's the little things, and Castle Crashers is a little game. But while the game is kinda short, it keeps you around with its fun, replayable campaign, and a few other neat things too, like the arena, in which you basically just have to survive multiple waves, but this shit can get hard very fast. And Keep Away Barbarian, where the entire premise is to stay away from the enemies that spawn in. But the tricky part is that the way you want to go is determined by the arrows on the ground, not where you want to input, if that makes sense. This game is gas though. I actually really like this one. If you want to play this for yourself or with some friends, it's currently $15 on Steam, Xbox, and the Switch, but it's a whopping $3 on the PlayStation Store right now. If you love Newgrounds, if you like games where you can just mindlessly beat on enemies and have fun with your pals, then this might be the game for you. But remember, what I say does not do this game justice. Put on your armor, save a princess, and be forever known as Captain Save-A-Ho. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like. And if you like me, I recommend subscribing. Thank you, I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one.
How do we know when it's over?
I do.
I ain't feeling like